Hello and welcome to the Slam, and we're back in video form after a winter break, and what better week to come back than Masters Week. Now, Rory McIlroy has revealed some interesting tactics that he hopes will change his luck at Augusta, but first, Brooks Koepka. Now, you may have noticed a rather slimline Brooks Koepka at Augusta this week, and since his win at the CJ Cup at the back end of last year, he's had a bit of a bad run of it, with only a tied second at the Honda Classic to write home about. And it's very possible that his poor form is down to the fact that he has lost more than a stone for ESPN's body issue, an edition of their magazine that features several athletes in a state of undress. Don't pretend you don't know what it is. But can dramatic weight loss affect your game? You may remember back in the day when John Daly slimmed down that he said that actually his putting became affected because he no longer had that portly gut to rest his arms against. And Koepka has received pelters from all angles, most notably Golf Channel's outspoken pundit Brandel Chambly. Chambly said that for Koepka to change the chemistry of his body for a vanity shoot from an athlete in his prime is the most reckless act of self-sabotage he has ever seen. Strong words, you'll agree, but did Chambly just win Koepka the green jacket? No one does getting snubbed by the media and by the pundits quite like Brooks Koepka. Now, I was at Shinnecock Hills last year when Koepka led after 3 rounds and not one person wanted to speak to him. He said he used that as motivation to go on and win the tournament. And the year ended with Koepka missing out on ESPN's most dominant athletes of 2018 list in a year in which he won 2 of the 3 majors he played, picked up another PGA Tour win at the CJ Cup, went to world number 1 for the first time, and was named PGA Tour Player of the Year. At the time, Koepka said if it was a more popular player like Ricky Fowler or Jordan Spieth that had the year he had just had, their face would be on the dollar bill. So Koepka will surely use this latest backlash going into Augusta, and no one plays with a chip on their shoulder quite like him. If you haven't got money on Koepka to win the Masters, get it on now. Now to another Masters pretender, Rory McIlroy, and no one battles the psychological part of the game just like the Northern Irishman. Every year we convince ourselves that this is his time at Augusta. Come on, it's worse than Liverpool fans in the Premier League, except people actually want Rory McIlroy to win the Masters. So what is Rory up to in a bid to actually slip into the green jacket this year? Well, he's taken up juggling. The 4-time major champion says he was inspired by players at the Augusta National Women's Amateur last week in which they were juggling balls on the range. Now, I understand the juggling part, hand-eye coordination and all that, but I need to know, is he using actual juggling balls or is he using golf balls? Because surely golf balls are impossible to juggle. One thing's for sure, the Augusta merchandise tent is going to be selling out of Masters branded juggling balls next year. McIlroy says he's also taken up meditating to get his mind in the right place before a round. He said he spent 20 minutes meditating before winning the Players' Championship. It really is his year, isn't it? Except, you know, Brooks Koepka's going to win, so... And finally, if you don't follow Eddie Pepperell on Twitter, then why not? He sent a tweet out from Augusta this week saying that he was delighted because Fred Couples had gone over to speak to him. He then joked Fred Couples, the George Clooney of golf, had gone over to speak to Pepperell, the Brad Pitt of golf. And isn't Pepperell a breath of fresh air? Isn't he good for the game? Where have all the characters gone? Yeah, we've heard it all before. Can we please stop being surprised that someone who is genuinely funny and genuinely likeable is also really good at golf? I mean... You're watching this, aren't you? Right, that's enough from me. Head over to nationalclubgolfer.com where there is a plethora of Masters content from myself and my colleagues Steve Carroll, Mark Townsend and Hannah Holden. And be sure to follow our takes on golf's opening major on our social channels at Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. I'm Alex Perry. I'll see you next week. One more. That was good.